Hello everyone, welcome back to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build a mead hall, a Viking longhouse, so to speak, in The Sims 4. This is of course highly inspired by the very popular, or well, now very popular game Valheim, which I'm also playing, and I kinda, there's a reason I haven't uploaded that much, because I've been playing other games, and I thought, why not bring Valheim to The Sims and do like a crossover. So the whole idea behind it was to do Granite Falls over again, because it's the only world that doesn't come with these pesky, concrete roads, and it is from the Outdoor Retreat gameplay pack, so I know that not so many have it, but I personally plan to, change Granite Falls into a Viking village. So this is how it looks before, and this is how it's gonna look after this build. And then I'm also going to fill in the other lots. If you have any cool ideas about what kind of, Viking village builds you want to see, then write them in the comments down below so we can kind of grow that one together. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Also, there is another Sims streamer, a very good friend of mine called Ninnster, and she is doing the Viking Village Challenge. And I was like, yo, this is perfect. I'm working on a Viking build anyway, so what's the deal here? So here you can see the challenge thingy, McJiggy picture that she did for that. You can upload a Viking build with the Ninny Viking hashtag to the gallery, and she will tour it in her streams. So yeah, please follow her on Twitch. Follow her on Twitter. I will link everything in the video description down below. She's a good friend of mine, an amazing builder, and she's also from Norway, so she has real Viking blood in her, which makes me terrified of her a little bit. So yeah, do that. Follow her. She's great, and I'm just a mere disaster of a builder, and just try to, one day become as her. I'm talking nonsense again. Okay, back to the build. It is not hard, but it was weird to build. It is fairly simple. It is a big rectangular, but I looked at some of because it's a fairly old building, right? And some of them still stand, and they're completely made out of wood. So I was like, how on earth is this possible? So they are usually on those that still stand are still on like a stone foundation kind of thing. So the wet soil is not attacking, so to speak, the wood. And also it is lifted up because it's a quite big roof that is kind of heavy. So they have these beams, this beam system with beams and columns, reaching all the way to the top and so on, and lifting up holding up the ceiling. And then it's just like a big hall, basically. I mean, that's in the name already. And I thought, this is interesting. Let's try to do that in The Sims. Is it really possible to kind of implement these kinds of things as good as possible? Of course, The Sims 4 build mode is not made for buildings like these, right? They have this typical suburban American house in mind, and we have that problem a lot of times when you try to build something else than that. But I tried to do this here a lot with columns and a system of beams, which are spandrels here from, I think, Seasons. That kind of look a little bit more like medieval looking beams, not as decorated, even though I used the columns from the Island Living pack, because they have this kind of wood carvings, and I kind of like this. And on some reference pictures I've seen that they also carved something into the big columns that they, these houses have. So basically I tried my best to implement this kind of building style also into the building. I think when you're playing it, all of the columns and so on, they're gonna fade out, so it is easier for you to follow around The Sims and whatnot. But for me as a builder, it was super important to have that, have that right. I'm pretty sure I still have some historical inaccuracies here, but I tried my best to at least, cover a bit of it. If you are super into old Nordic architecture and how these buildings work, please let us know in the comments down below what you know about it and what I did wrong, or what I could use, or what I could do. But this is basically how I think the setup of a long house is, and I personally thought a mead hall is kind of the first thing that I would like to have in a, Viking village. So basically this is kind of the gathering spot, the town hall, or what have you. And yeah, I just wanted to have that here too. I edited out a lot of roofing. I did lots of, you know, stuff with the roofs. So first of all, I wanted to kind of have the thatched roof looking inside, that if you are inside of the house, you see the thatched roof from down under as well. So I had to use lots of the eaves and extend the eaves and fiddle around with the eaves, and I also layered them a little bit because the trimming of the thatched roof is the darker, I don't know, hay or thatch, I don't know what they used here. And these are supposed to be the wooden beams, so I'm sorry, they are not looking like wood, but no roof trim in The Sims looks as if it's made out of wood. It has this plasticky kind of feel, and I thought at least I'm gonna have this then, and you know, with some imagination. These are wooden beams, just bear with me here. I try to incorporate as much as I can that I could see on all these plans that, you know, people did of these houses. And yeah, it was very, very interesting. So we have lots and lots of roof layering to kind of get the feel of the longer eaves on the sides. And I also put in these I will just call them the crosses for the roofs. Which they had as well, and they have to do also with the beams being there, usually to hold up the roofs, right? Like two big, I don't know, wooden poles or something that would then hold up the whole roof as well. So I did that, and then of course on the others, on the sides there are some dormers, you know, just for decoration from I think also the Solani pack, the Island Living pack. So basically I could use for the building itself a lot of the Island Living pack, honestly, because of the thatched roofing that comes with that pack, and you know, some of the poles and like the columns and whatnot are kind of, you know, they are Polynesian, but the carving is kind of so not minimal but kind of simple that maybe with some imagination you could, you know, cross that off also as like Viking carving maybe. I'm sorry if this is not appropriate, but I think they look at least a little bit more like anything else that we have in the game like it. And yeah, it was actually quite a lot of fun to, you know, look this up. How are they looking like in the, you know, in the real world? And I'm kind of terrified that this is not working out how I wanted it to be, like the whole village. So I think I'm gonna learn a little bit more about this, these kinds of houses and how they're built and how they look like and how to put them into the Sims, right? Because it, you know, the build mode is kind of like not helping us that much. It is possible, but you know, you want to have it, you can either have it super accurately and do it with tool mod and whatnot, but then, you know, it will render super long, and you know, the loading times will be super long for everyone who plays, and also Sims can't reach stuff or something. So I wanted to have that in mind, that you can still play with it and walk around with your Sim and kind of really kind of try to do some sort of Viking gameplay here. Since this is in Granite Falls, it is a rental, so I thought this could be a really cool vacation, right? Like a Viking vacation? Come on, that sounds amazing. I want to do that. So I thought this is the only thing why Granite Falls is valuable right now, because of the non-existing concrete streets. So you can kind of make it up as like a, I don't know, old settlement or something. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I kind of hope that we can, you know, see it grow on my channel. So with your input in the comments, that I could, you know, put that into it here as well, and kind of considered everything. For the interior design, I used just every single wooden kind of basic furniture that I could find, which we don't have that much. But I have to say, and I know you're gonna hate me now, the Journey to Batu pack was really helpful. It is the only one that comes with this mounted skull, and I wanted that. It has amazing banners and flags kind of things that kind of look, you know, have that Viking look a little bit. And yeah, I think there's also like one camping table that kind of fits the whole thing, because it's just like a small table with 4 stools. And I kind of like that too. But I also use the wooden tables from, I think, Cats and Dogs, because that kind of looks a little bit rustic, more rustic as well, and kind of also worn off or something. So yeah, I'm sorry, but this is just something I really liked. In the middle of the longhouse, or of this mead hall, is the hearth. So they would have that fire in the middle on the stone ground, and the around like the seating area and whatnot. Later they would also put like maybe some beds in there, I'm not sure, but the bedding is horrible in the game, like they don't fit the theme at all. So it was like, okay, it's maybe just like a feast hall kind of thing. So the chieftain or the leader, I'm not sure what the English expression here for is, would always be seated really close to the fire, right? Because it's the warmest spot of the house. And I thought here, because we have two different banners, maybe it's two clans meeting up and having like a, I don't know, maybe a celebrating a wedding or something. So there are big two chairs across from each other. So maybe you could play it as that, I thought, I'm not sure. And yeah, basically it was kind of fun to figure out what kind of objects you can use here. I have to say that also outdoor retreat, because of the logs, you know, the wooden logs that are the seating areas and like the you know, stools and whatnot, is actually usable here. The whole camping equipment, of course, doesn't help us at all. Looks kind of too nice, but the bonfire from Get Together is really cool outside, so your Sims can do, in my opinion, pretty cool stuff on the bonfire. It looks kind of cool. You know, they can roast things. And oh, I love when aliens, you know, they can throw money into the bonfire. At least Sims can throw money into the bonfire and then they cackle like super evil. And if an alien does it with the alien voice, it's just pure evil. I love it. That's one of my favorite interactions that the Sims game has, honestly. So yeah, I can totally recommend that you try that out with an alien hanging out at the bonfire. Totally is not Viking, but hey, that's something I could recommend. If you haven't witnessed that, you definitely should. So outside, since they can't reach the hearth in the middle, because I had these walls around, maybe you can delete them in the middle, but there are lots of campfires all around, so your Sims can roast their food there, you know, and get their food there. And then to sleep, they would use the, what I always call the sex bushes. These are the bushes from Get Together, where they can pee inside, they can make love inside the bush, and also can sleep in there. Not particularly in that order, however you want it to be, of course. And yeah, outside they have a little chicken coop and like a little area where they can, you know, have their horses eat something, and with some chickens as well, because these are the only statues of animals that I kind of think could work. You know, I mean, they look awful, but because they're obviously kind of like ceramics or ceramic statues. But I thought, okay, at least they would have that kind of livestock here. I miss some at least decent looking piggy statues or sheep or something. Llamas wouldn't be fitting here. We have some llamas as well, but yeah, it's just, where's the farming pack, guys? Where's the medieval pack? I think I'm gonna rant about this a lot throughout the series where we redo Granite Falls into a Viking village, that there should be at least like a medieval kind of set, be it a kit, I don't care, but like think about the fridges and like stuff that you really need for it to work. In The Sims, it's like a fridge, you need a toilet and shower or something like that, and they all look super newish, right? Like nothing fits the whole medieval theme. And that's just, mind-boggling, honestly. I really thought that by now we would have something like that, but maybe I'm just, am I the only one that thinks that this is something we need, if at least for gameplay to work, and then maybe an option to opt out of having cell phones or something, so at least we can pretend we are doing a medieval kind of thing. I mean, castle builds are super popular. Whenever I do a castle, all you guys flip out. So I think medieval princess, you know, maybe also Vikings for me would be really cool. I know lots of my builder friends would love that as well. So yeah, write in the comments if you would like that. And of course, write in the comments what you want to have in that kind of village. So here we are in the overview again. So reminder, this is how Granite Falls looks before, and this is how it looks after. And we will fill in the other spots with your ideas, of course, as well, with, you know, different houses and maybe a residential, maybe a blacksmith, maybe a fishery. I wanted to do something like where there's like a half-built longboat maybe on the ground that they're still constructing or something. Yeah, maybe a stave church back in the back there. Let's see. You can write me in the comments and we kind of build this thing together maybe. So yeah, here we are on the video tour. It looks beautiful. I really love the world for this. I don't like the world for camping. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I mean, maybe because I don't like camping, but like that world is perfect for like a medieval village. It's just a destination world, so you can't really live there. Maybe there's a mod that makes you live in a destination world, but so far I can only set this to a rental and surprisingly also to a haunted house. So maybe we make it to a haunted Viking village. That could be also funny, and then you can live in there and have fun. But yeah, I like how it turned out. It fits totally the world in my opinion, and there may be some inaccuracies, of course, but I tried my best to at least just have everything made out of wood or metal, not so much stone. I think there's nothing that looks kind of plasticky except of course the chickens. And I love the little stone statue inside of the bonfire. I thought that they maybe piled up the firewood there to that fire, and it's kind of like a god that they, you know, worship or something. I just thought that's kind of like a cool idea. And yeah, if you have some really cool ideas or who lives here or what kind of Vikings we can do, maybe we can even do a cast. I don't even know if we can create Vikings and cast with some of the packs or something. That would be interesting. So yeah, the whole Viking theme is gonna be a thing that we're gonna do now for the next 5 videos, I think. Except there's like a surprise release of a pack or something. But this is something that I'm kind of eager to do now. So hope you like it. And if you have some cool building ideas, let me know. Do you want a medieval pack? I don't know. I would like one to make this possible. Here are some really good panning shots where I try to incorporate the beams so you can see all the beams. Of course, in build, you know, gameplay mode, you wouldn't see that much, but for me it was important to have this right. I'm kind of very, very, very happy how this turned out. Yeah, I did it as best as I could. Let's just say it like that. And yeah, again, Journey to Batu had cool, like the cool banner, the white banner with the skull on it. Come on, that's so badass. I love that. I really thought maybe there are like 2 Viking clans or families meeting today in that hall, in that longhouse mead hall or something. And I just thought that's gonna be like a cool hangout spot to party with your Sims, kind of get drunk and eat good food and whatnot. So that's cool. And yeah, I really, really hope that you like this one too, guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't like it, so I know, you know, what kind of vibe you want to see on my channel. Feel free to write me any comments in the comments below. I try to answer you all. At least I read all of them. If it's too many comments, you know, kind of, I'm sorry, but I will try to get this right for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and this was inspiring, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.